Hey there, welcome to Doing Things Dan's Way. So if you come out to your spa or your jacuzzi and it sounds something like this, then there's three potential problems I can think of that can cause it. So let me give them to you really quick. First one, it could just be jammed. Possible, not so likely if you have your filters installed properly. Number two, it could be the start capacitor. There's a capacitor in there that helps the engine start up. And once it's running, it's not used at all. The third option is the switches, the centrifugal clutch inside that activates that capacitor could be bad. And so let's go through those three really quick. Okay, so to get into here, first thing I want to do is get a cap off if there's a cap over the top of the end that's supposed to be spinning. In this case, this guy actually has a nice little slot already in the side, so I can just pry that piece off. And then inside here we can see we have a flat-bladed screwdriver slot. So I come in here, this goes all the way through, all the way to the pump back there. So if I can turn this easily, which I can, and I'm not hearing anything weird, that tells me that it's not locked up. So the problem is either the capacitor or the centrifugal clutch mechanism, the contacts in there. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the breaker back on, let it get to that point where it makes that humming sound. And while it's making humming sound, we're just gonna do that. We're just gonna give it a kick and see if it just fires right up. Okay, giving it a spin helped. That tells us that it's not clogged, and it still could be the capacitor or could be the switch. So 90% of the time, it's probably just gonna be the capacitor. It just makes sense to go ahead and replace the capacitor first. So I have links down in the description with Amazon listings for a couple different ones you might be able to use. You wanna basically match the values on the capacitor. So the MFD or the UF that you see listed there. So you wanna match the voltage, you wanna match the UFs or the MFDs, whatever it says there. It'll be a number like 50. And of course, you also want to match the mechanical dimensions as best as possible. If it's bigger, it may not fit in that little curved metal piece that's over the top of the motor. So I found a cap here on Amazon. It has all the specs, 50 microfarads, 370 to 450 volt AC. So I'm just going to clip that on here, kind of just lay it here and see if this gives us the result we want. That's fine. Okay, not the sound we want to hear. It is not the capacitor. So our next step is to get at the start mechanical switch that basically enables this capacitor to help start the motor, and then gets disconnected once the motor spins up to speed. So the centrifugal clutch inside here. So we're going to take off these bolts, and if the electrical is tight, which mine is pretty tight, I'm going to go and pull the electrical wires out. Otherwise, you could probably leave electrical alone if it's got plenty of slack, because you need to be able to pull this thing out and move it around. Okay, so at this point I'm going to take out the 4 screws in the back of this and probably take off these 2 screws here, which gives us access to where the power comes in, and we'll get to that switch. Okay, with that plate off, we can see where the wires go inside. Now let's get the rest of this pulled off. So at this point, you want to be really careful. You don't want to just pop it off. That's about as much as you want to take it off. And we're just going to slowly open it here. Okay, then we open this up. We need to clear, see these little tabs need to clear this bearing. So let it back up off. Don't pull straight out. You want to push it basically to the right, in my case, to kind of relieve those tabs of wanting to touch or catch. There were tabs on both sides that didn't clear this bearing. easily. So you don't want to catch one and yank it off, and then you're replacing even more parts. So what we're looking for here is this point right there. There's a contact right there that opens when this is pushed on. And in here, on this side, there's a contact right there that closes when this is pushed on. So when they both get pushed at the same time, one opens, one closes. And that's how the start capacitor, which is connected up here, is connected in with the motor until it spins up. So how does the spin up part work? This mechanism here should slide in and out easily. If that doesn't slide, that can be another reason the pump doesn't run properly. Because this disc here is what's pushing on these two tabs here. So when the motor's off, it's in this position, and when the motor speeds up, it naturally gets sucked inward by the weights of these things. It's a centrifugal clutch, so it opens up. This part here where the metal is opens up because it's heavy, and it spins outward. And when it does that, it allows this ring to slide back, which means it allows these two to go from the start position to the run position. And it basically takes this cap out of the circuit. So those contacts are another source of the problem. So what you're going to do is you're going to clean those with contact cleaner, alcohol solution, flux wash, that sort of thing, and clean up those pads carefully. And then you're also going to come in here and inspect this mechanism here, maybe use some dry silicone spray on it, and you're going to get that lubricated up so that it moves freely. In this case, I'm going to clean up the contacts and see if that solves my problem. Okay, so at this point, I am going to just carefully get those white tabs past the bearing. Okay. And then basically just need to get it back in alignment and centered on the shaft and the bearing. And I did scratch marks in this, so I knew, roughly speaking, where the center was. And then once you have it close, then I'm going to use the rods to go in and see how they align and get a sense of whether it's pushing or pulling it. Okay, most importantly, I just have reconnected my ground, and that is really important. And I'm going to go ahead and install the capacitor, and then I'm going to turn the thing on, and we'll see if it fires up. Hey! Awesome! Fired right up. It was definitely the switch, and something in there and the contacts weren't clean enough for it. Or maybe that sliding mechanism was stuck. I am replacing the capacitor no matter what. By the time you've gotten in here to do all this, you might as well just buy a cap. They're less than 30 bucks, 20 bucks. So I have links in the description down below for a couple of caps that you might need, as well as the other tools and other lubricants and whatever the stuff that I used. But that's about it for this one. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and a couple of other videos over here YouTube thinks you would like next of mine. Until next time, guys, be blessed.